watching CTV's Weekly Wrap-Up. I'm Claire Dioso.
And I'm Kristen Robertson. CTV's Lauren Arnott has an exclusive interview with author and humanitarian Greg Mortensen.
On last Thursday, November 11th, Greg Mortensen, author of the New York Times bestseller 3 Cups of Tea, gave a presentation at the college, which took place at the Carolina First Arena. The event itself was free for both students as well as community members, and enlightened the audience in regards to his book, his travels, and how one man really can make a difference. Mr. Mortensen interacted with the audience by calling up high school students from Charleston to the stage and relating them to the school children of Pakistan and Afghanistan.
When I sat down with Greg Mortensen, he had this to say about his book, his life, and his travels.
My wife told me to write a book so I could be home more. Everybody's saying, what's happening? Actually, that's the one thing that she never predicted, that actually I'd be gone more. But I want the book to really teach people about tolerance, about how important education is, and also to help the American public understand about the good people in Pakistan and Afghanistan. We often don't hear about the good news, and so I wanted to use it a way to help Americans understand that most people in Afghanistan and Pakistan are very good people.
If you missed Greg Mortensen's visit to CFC, feel free to read his book, 3 Cups of Tea, or you can also check out his website. For CTV News, this is Lauren Arnott.
And now CTV's Kristen Robertson takes us to the Embrace Your Body event promoting eating disorders and body image awareness.
A group of students from a Women and Gender Studies class held an event for eating disorder activism and awareness. In preparation, they went around campus and took a random survey. I asked one group member, Junior Sahar Jude, what questions they asked.
They asked specific details about how comfortable do you feel with your body, what's your stand on plastic surgeries and makeup, exercising, dieting, substituting, like dieting with some hardcore drugs. You know, some people do that.
The results of the survey were not quite what they expected. Let's take a look now at what they found.
Discredited or destroyed. Money, success, fame, glamour. For we are living in the age of a thing. Money, success, fame, glamour. Money, success, fame, glamour. Money, success, fame, glamour.
Counseling and Substance Abuse Services intern Kathy Davis spoke at the event. One major point Davis made was what eating does for us and how the after effects we don't realize at first impact us.
To get rid of that, they purge. The purging releases the physical discomfort, and it also, in a sense, is kind of like a metaphor for just an emotional purge as well. I kind of feel like they're cleansing out all of the bad emotional kind of issues that they're experiencing. And then the cycle starts all over again.
Originally, the group of students thought to have a fundraising event for an organization in the local community, when they realized there isn't one in the Charleston community.
I kind of feel very disappointed that there is no organization that really provide all the sources that are needed for this, because a lot of girls, they will go for it and they will seek help if it was available. But since it's very expensive to seek outside help and go, not on campus, somewhere else, they're not going to do it because first, they can't afford it, second, it's too hard, third, they don't know how to get it.
Jude also adds, one of their goals is to reach out to women college students and to tell them that not everything they obsess about matters to men, and to just be your own healthy self. If you or someone you know needs help, you can go to Counseling and Substance Abuse Services on the 3rd floor of the Robert Scott Small Building. For CTV News, I'm Kristen Robertson.
And now we go to CTV's Abby Fry for a sports update.
Thanks, Claire. The men's soccer team took on East Tennessee State Thursday night in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
They began their offensive attack in the 24th minute when Sean Ferguson headed in the first goal. Less than 5 minutes later, freshman Andy Craven sent this goal right past the keeper into the open net, making it 2-0 Cougars. Then, in the 38th minute, Fran Tuig's 35-yard shot ripped into the back of the net, ending the game with a 3-2 victory for the Cougars. The men had reason to celebrate as they headed up to Louisville to take on the home team, the University of Louisville Cardinals.
For the men's team, who's coming off a 2-1 record after competing in the 2K Sports Coaches vs. Cancer Classic in Toledo this past weekend, will travel to play basketball powerhouse UNC this coming Sunday, November 28th at 5:30. That's all for this week's edition of Charleston Sports. Back to you guys at the station.
Here's CTV's Lauren Fry with what's going on in the Charleston music scene.
Thanks, Kristen. Starting tonight, Monday, November 22nd, Joe Bonamassa will be playing live at the North Charleston Coliseum. Also, over at the Poorhouse on James Island, Aeration will be playing with The Green. Then come Tuesday night, the 23rd, Pop Evil will be playing at the Music Farm downtown. Also, at the Poorhouse, Show Nuff will be playing this evening. Then on Wednesday, if you guys are still in town, we've got great news for you because The Movement will be here at the Music Farm downtown. They haven't been to town in a while, but last time they were, it was a full house. So if you're looking to go, make sure you get your ticket ahead of time. Also on Wednesday night, Way Station will be playing over at the Poorhouse. Well, that's about all we have for you guys in the music scene this week. But you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll be back with more for you when you return. Now back to you, Kristen.
In national news, a peaceful Northwest Florida neighborhood was shaken up this weekend after 4 people, including 3 children, were found dead. Police released a statement saying there was obvious violence in the home. Medical examiners are still working to determine exactly what happened Saturday night. In other news, the first responders of 9/11 in New York have reached an agreement of $625 million with the city. Responders were exposed to toxic debris and claimed they weren't properly outfitted for the rescue and cleanup. Claire?
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and for many of you, that means flying to be with family and friends. This holiday season, expect there to be a bit of delay this year as 69 airports nationwide have switched their security procedures. Now, airport security will be conducting pat-downs and body scans to assure airline security. The best advice to avoid the rush: plan ahead and arrive at your terminal 2 hours before takeoff. And while the Charleston weather isn't quite what we're used to this time of year, many northern states have been experiencing some freezing temperatures. Minnesota blames the icy road conditions for more than 370 car crashes so far this season. This past Saturday, there was a black ice found at the site for over 50 of the crashes, and one of them was fatal. So the Department of Transportation is advising people in Minnesota not to drive anywhere if it isn't necessary.
In international news, fighting in central Somalia leaves 23 dead this morning. This happened after a militia backed by the government attacked a village held by Islamic insurgents. Both sides are claiming victory. This nation has not had a functioning government since 1991. In other news, many believers find hope as the Pope speaks out on the use of condoms to help protect against AIDS. The Pope acknowledges AIDS is killing people all over the world and speaks out about the usage of condoms to protect from getting any kind of STD, although the Vatican is still very strong in their beliefs in contraception. Claire?
Iran has set trial dates for 3 Americans who were arrested over a year ago and charged with spying. The trials will begin on February 6th. They were scheduled to begin on November 6th, but had to be delayed because one of the men charged was released on bail and had not yet been summoned back to Iran. The Americans are pleading not guilty, saying they were just hiking when they crossed a wrong border. That's all we have for this week. Have a great Thanksgiving break. For CTV, I'm Claire Dioso.
And I'm Kristen Robertson.